Anyway, everybody, let's do this. I am ready to go. We are making a push for a playoff spot once more. We'll start off with franchise tonight. We'll jump into some roster editing in a little bit. For those that missed it, we're in a good spot, not an incredible spot, which is a little bit shocking given how good this team is. But the top 9 is set. It is Tkachuk, Wright, and Sutton. Calle Olesen is with John Tavares and Tom Wilson, because LOL. Kyle Yamamoto we kept with Sidney Crosby and Vladimir Tarasenko. Girlfriend 24 is the reason bad things happen. Well, no, just in general, I don't know if I could physically handle making the amount of content in the way that I was before. And then defensively is where we saw the big changes last time out. Of course, we signed Chychrun in the offseason, but the big deal, we acquired both Torrey Krug and Justin Falk at the deadline. Both have a year left beyond this, but we got St. Louis to retain salary. So both are on what essentially they would have cost on the free agent list. And then a goal, it is still Connor Hellebuck. So this team is hilarious. And at this stage, we keep just kind of waiting for the young guys that we draft to get better and better so that we can phase out a lot of the other guys. But I mean, between signing like Crosby, Bergeron, Tavares, it's like, man, if they're there, why not go for them, you know? Tyler Johnson is there, but he's $1 million over 2 years. Yeah, sorry, TJ, I'm not going to save you from the minors. Apologies. Still, what's going on? Billy Sariarvi, former Red Wings defenseman. 78 at 28 will decline on him as well. A lot of waiver claims. The aftermath of the deadline. Ace Boy, what's up? Got a player I drafted retire at 24. You got a screenshot of that? Because that's nuts. And again, no franchise level player in the draft this year for like the first time. So, Tyler Ennis is back. Yazov breaks his news. Hawks with the bits. Who'd try to have Torrey Krug or Charlie McAvoy? Charlie McAvoy. I mean, you know, Charlie's also younger. Like, I love Torrey Krug, but Torrey Krug's not Charlie McAvoy. Charlie McAvoy is a top 5 defenseman in the NHL as John Tavares gets hurt at the end of the season. Torrey Krug has been very, very good in his career. I don't know if I would have ever considered him a top 5, you know? Charlie McAvoy is. The Canucks are going to win this division. They're 9 points ahead, so we won't have the pressure. We won't have the pressure of having to overcome the President's Trophy curse, but we are easily going to make a playoff spot. Easily. It's Matthew Tkachuk. We'll see if he finishes as our team's leading goal scorer and point getter. As we get pooped on by Vancouver 8-1. That doesn't paint a pretty picture in case we were to meet them in the playoffs, which we have before. Axel Anderson suffers a concussion, so we're getting roughed up a little bit heading into the postseason. So we get the win there. We still have a chance at a 50-win season. Up to 47 now. 7 points back of the Canucks. They've already clinched their spot. We beat Philly. A lot of players are back. And we'll get them back into the lineups. Antoine Morand. How has he done? 1 point in 6 games. Well, that's why you're a depth player. Get John Tavares in there. Whoops, meant to go to defense, not goaltending. And Sean Durzi. It's a -7 in 62 games with 20 penalty minutes. Get Axel back in there. It's not 100% though, so it's a risk against New Jersey. He is healthy. We beat the Devils, and if we win our final game of the season, it's a 50-win year. And we lost. So a 49-win season for the Kraken. This time out, everyone's played their games. So let's see what we got here. 49, 27, and 6. Again, second best record in the division because the Canucks were unreal. Third best record in the conference. I can confirm they are changing the chemistry color. I have had it told to me, yes, we're fixing it, we're fixing it, we're fixing it. You can tell people to stop asking, we're fixing it. I don't know when it will be out, but yes, they are fixing the chemistry color. Thank God. They listened. Let's take a look here. Metro Division, Jackets, Hurricanes, Rangers, and Caps. In the Central, I don't like the way this is ordered, even though it's alphabetical. Chicago, Colorado, Arizona, Minnesota, Dallas, and in the Atlantic, Toronto, Tampa, Buffalo, and Detroit. So, in terms of the entire league, Vancouver was the best team in the league. We were top 4, one of just 6 teams to break 100 points. St. Louis Blues were the worst team in the NHL. So I guess it's a good thing. When do you plan on doing the roster? A little bit. Gonna get a decent mix of both. So Billy Sutton was our team's leading scorer. He, Kachuk, and Wright all put up at least 80 points, which is incredible. And you had Tavares on 68, Crosby on 56, Yamamoto on 53, Olesen with 37 points in his rookie year. Still have my doubts about Cole on the 4th line. We might have to get some fresh blood in there. But goal scoring wise, 46 goals for Matthew Kachuk, fresh off of his new deal. That is easily a career high. And you had 34 for Tavares at 35 years old. Sutton hit 30. Yamamoto and Crosby over 20. Tarasenko was up there. Shane Wright, man, only 12 goals. Definitely got to change him to a sniper, as we did with the roster editing. Defensively, Brandstrom was phenomenal. Brandstrom and Chychrun as a top pairing is ungodly. Now, Justin Falk was a midseason acquisition. He had 9 points in 20 games and was a +5, compared to being a -22 in St. Louis. So he definitely stepped up. And Kruger, 7 points but a -5. So not the prettiest performance for Torrey Krug there. Chernak with 17 points, Anderson with 15. So we have some concerns. 4th line, some second and third pairing issues. And then goal, Connor Hellebuck with just a 912. Rodriguez a 906. Around the league, how do they compare? Chikaikel, Line and Kucherov. Again, I haven't changed any settings, but that's what we're getting in terms of player production. It's very spotty. Very spotty. But only 3 players broke 100 points. Goal-scoring king had to have been Eichel, and it was with 61. You have Line on 54. Connor Brown scored 48 goals. What? Okay. All right, Connor Brown. Way to go. And Ovi was there as well. And for one Mr. Ovechkin, 990 goals now for Ovi. If he plays one more season, he's going to break 1,000. He's 40 years old. He might just break 1,000. And to answer the question about Connor Bedard, just because I don't know what friggin' team he ended up on, how far down are we going to have to scroll to find Connor Bedard? He's lower than Isaac Rosen. There he is. 72 points for Ottawa this year. Has 125 points in 2 seasons. He hasn't done that bad. Defensively, 78 points for Miro Heiskanen, Dahlin on 77, Adam Fox with 71. Goal scoring king again was OEL because LOL. And in goal, Thatcher Demko was the winningest goaltender. Freddie Anderson's back in Toronto. You'll love to see it. Shutout leader, Bernier, DiPietro, and Bobrovsky, Vanacek as well, all with 6. And the save percentage king for starters was Matt Murray. Anything over a 920 puts you into that elite category on the year. Demko, Murray, DiPietro, Bernier, Lukas Dostal, but he only had 21 games played. For the rookies, Maxim Petrov is likely to win it over Zach LaRue. Nathan Gaucher was also up there, and Samuel Flogamo. Olesen finished top 5 in rookie scoring. That's not that bad. All right. The league is interesting. That's the best way to describe it. It is a very interesting set of circumstances going on here. Now, there's no doubt we got to keep our defense the same. Caspi will be ready to go for next season. He's still a beast. His shot never quite developed, though. Although he does have Thunderclap and Heatseeker, so figure that one out. But he's a great defensive defenseman, and that's about it. Man, player development is still so weird. Oh, it's so weird. How's the roster name been? Oh, good. I mean, we got a long way to go, but it's getting there. Look at these forwards. mean, Morand was depth. We can send him down. Ko wasn't cutting it. Dougie. Dougie can stay. Rafael Lavoie. Not feeling it. If we have Curtis Douglas, Tom Wilson's morale never bounced back either. He's definitely gone. But who can we have next to Curtis Douglas who's a power forward? Obviously, we can look for a playmaker and a sniper. McMichael, unfortunately, is a two-way. You do have Adam Beckman as a sniper. You got Justice Ho as a playmaker. Or Ben Trotter as an enforcer. Which is also a decent idea if we wanted to just go for the big guys who punch the shit out of people approach. Not afraid to lose anybody on waivers there. Let's see what this fourth line looks like. Iggy, what's going on? So we have Beckman. And we have Justice Ho. Catcher, thank you for adding me as a friend and reminding me that I need to turn stuff off. GG. Unfortunately, doesn't really give us much. Doesn't give us much in terms of chemistry. Which is a shame. Just means that they're not the best fit for the fourth line. So if we're not going to get great chemistry, I want the big boys to be able to wear people down. So Ho and Beckman are going to be dropped. Beckman will actually stay on the team as a scratch. I don't want to lose him on waivers. So I want the biggest and baddest boys. Elias Anderson actually kind of fits the description. I mean, Ko isn't really working. Ben Trotter's an enforcer, but he only has a 73 in body check. Let's figure that one out. Makes no sense. As old Mills. Mr. Mills, how are you today? How are you enjoying hockey? I saw you on franchise earlier with the Ducks. How did it go? Welcome to the stereotypical Kraken franchise because no other team is fun to use with the A's default rosters. For me, as a roster freak. But Mills, how are you, buddy? I've seen on Twitter you are also struggling to deal with the 17,000 different games that are out right now that we all want to play. It's a real struggle. Oh, man. I don't know who I'm calling up here. I have no idea who I'm calling up here. We got to get this right, though. We're in the playoffs. We got to get this right. So many games did most of them good. I know, it's ridiculous. It's like my short list, it's NHL, it's FIFA, it's NBA. I still want to play F1. Like, it's just this too much. And then you have non-sports games, and that's too much. I'm like, hey, cool, New World's coming out. I can't play it. I don't have the time. I'm never going to have the time. I just committed to not playing it. All right. So 41 points for Beckman. Who are the leading scorers here? Knockout City's another one that I really enjoyed. Once they kind of started to get a hand on the net code, or a handle on it, and then just not enough time in the day. All right, so Jake Melanson had a great season. All right. I'm guessing it's Ray Dragon. Thank you for the follow. That was me with New World, Far Cry, Diablo. Far Cry is one that I'm like, look, I'm going to play this eventually, and I know I'm going to enjoy it. I can't justify spending max money on it. Not that more Far Cry is a bad thing, because I enjoy Far Cry. I just know that it's Far Cry. So. And of course, more stuff will continue to come out. Battlefield will be out in a month, unless they delay it like they should, because it's not ready. And I can't go through another Battlefield 4 launch with this game. I can't do it. So the problem we have right now is who to call up for the fourth line for the playoffs. Because the argument is, leave these younger guys there to let them go on a hopefully deep playoff run, which means Anderson and McMichael as the older crowd could be a better fit. Giaki, I haven't missed much. We're just getting ready for the playoffs here. And to defend our crown, our sweet, beautiful crown. All right. So, Coe's going to go down. And we're going to go with McMichael and Elias Anderson. And we pretty much knew that Coe wouldn't be claimed on waivers, so we should be all right. Shout out to Dougie Hamilton for getting his first goal. That's why I'm rocking the Devils jersey tonight, man. The Devils had a great season debut. All right, Beckman's got to go. Get Curtis Douglas back in here. No negative chemistry is a promising sign. Mills, by the way, I hope you'd be happy to know I have Sidney Crosby and Tom Wilson on the same line. It's great. It's a good time. At least for the moment. I can't guarantee they'll stay there. All right, McMichael is the top option on draws. In between Dougie and Anderson, it doesn't really matter. I guess we'll keep Anderson on the right. I don't know how that fourth line will do, but I mean, if we're going to fail in the playoffs because of our fourth line, then hey, it is what it is. And to judge everybody else off of points, and it's 25 points for Wilson. Crosby crushed it this year, man. He really did. 56 for him. Tarasenko was less. 53. My only problem is I can't get away with Olsen on that third line. I mean, a -1 isn't the end of the world, but if I could get away with that, that would be great. Wilson is indeed very, very pissed, and there's really no way to turn it around for him. We are going to have to go with Crosby as our third line center. Honestly, Olsen, Crosby, Tarasenko, it's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. And that means we can get Tom Wilson into more of a situation that he might approve of. But we got to go Kachuk, Sutton, and Wright. And Wilson can be with John Tavares and Kyle Yamamoto. The middle six has a lot to prove, but I'm hopeful. Chychrun and Brandstrom will stay together, and then from there, it's a toss-up. So I don't necessarily want that -1 on the third pair. I'd like to not have a minus at all. We'll go Anderson and Falk, because Falk was a little bit better once he got here. We'll go Krug and Chernak, which is also pretty good. I just hope it's enough. I just hope it's enough. And we'll go best lines in the AHL. We'll avoid that -3. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we'll pretty much go, outside of relying on Topi Niemela, we'll go with Montoya. Because he is rather important, and he's actually better than Niemela. Everybody else, it's like, well, you got your playing time in the regular season, so we should be good. We're all right. Except goaltending, Wallstead and Overholden, perfect. All right, we already know we're taking on Edmonton. As far as I know, Draisaitl and McDavid are still there, which is horrifying. That is the best way to put it. It is absolutely horrifying. And if we look at their lines, again, don't buy into any X factors. There's this weird fog of war effect going on. Well, I'm glad to know Edmonton is almost exactly the same. It's still Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and their band of merry men. But it is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Connor McDavid, and Joe Pavelski at 41 years old. Good Lord. Zach Hyman, Leon Draisaitl, Jonas Donskoy, Andre Palat, Mason Shaw, Colton Sissons, and a fourth line of Adam Ernie, Alex Galchenyuk, and Craig Smith. They are definitely going to win. They are. To the one, Mr. Cole Caulfield. What's happening? Great player to take a username for. Darnell there's Tyson Barrie, the top pair. Dylan Samorukov, Evan Bouchard. Or not Dylan, Dmitry Samorukov. I was thinking of a completely different player. And Philip Berg with Colin Miller. I read Dylan Holloway in chat from AJ. So, I mean, that's a hell of a defense. And the goalie is still Mike Smith. No, it's not. It's Tristan Jarry. Shock. We go from Mike Smith and Koskinen to Tristan Jarry. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. Healthy scratches, Brett Kulak, Connor Clifton, Matt Luff. we have a better team. Which means while we should be favorites, we're probably not because of how the sim works. In terms of our ratings, 95, 94, 89 to 95, I think that was an 88 and an 82. 88 and an 82. So, I mean, we have the advantages. Offense is tied. In terms of the X factors, we do have Crosby. We have Hellebuck, Olesen, Sutton, Tkachuk, Wright, Chychrun, Tavares with abilities. It's gross. But Edmonton has Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, and Joe Pavelski in the god-awful Dallas Stars reverse retro. God-awful. Players with abilities, Tyson Barrie, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Darnell Nurse. It's a good team.
Oh, good!
It's a good
for
team.
You.
Roxon. What's going on? By the way, to anybody that's stayed after that Mills host, that Mills raid, I do thank you guys very much. And I don't think I need to do this because Lord knows we've hyped him up enough around here. Although we'll hype him up one more time. Again, twitch.tv/Mills. And a shout out, the link is in chat. If you are not giving that man a follow already. He does what I dreamed to do, which is try to balance 1,000 sports games, and I can't do it. I can't do it. So, is it better than Detroit? Or it's still better than Detroit? I mean, let's be honest. Detroit and Dallas's reverse retros were awful. Both of them. Which is why Edmonton's going to beat me here. What do those teams have to do with Edmonton? I don't know. But we're back in the playoffs, baby. We are the reigning, defending Stanley Cup champions. I said when we won the cup last year, this has the feeling that it could be a dynasty. But will it? Let's find out. First period of game number 1, and we score the first goal. John Tavares starts off the scoring. Second period, 2 goals for Edmonton, and who else would it have been? Both on the power play, Draisaitl and McDavid. We go to the third. Down by 1. The super high-powered offense is getting outscored. It's Adam Ernie and Philip Broberg. Boys, thank you. Chernak gets a shorthanded goal. Can the rest of the offense show up? Thank you, Sydney. 3 minutes. All right. Well, we lost 5-3. Would we recommend Man-Eater's a fun game. Especially if it's on Game Pass. Yeah, pick it up. It's a fun game. You get to be Jaws with superpowers, dude. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Oh, God. Also, I didn't start a prediction, so we'll do that. Who wins the series? Edmonton is up 1-0 already, so they might be the team to bet on. I'll allow you guys to bet on that particular series. But yeah, that's a devastating 5-3 loss. I mean, only get 3 goals, we allow 5. Not what you want to see with the particular team that we have. Connor McDavid was outrageous, as Connor McDavid be. And it's something that we haven't done too often in our playoff history. We've already blown our home ice advantage. We'll jump into game 2. Hopefully not blow it again. First period. Hey, that is much better. Chychrun, Crosby, and Connor McMichael. 2 power play goals in the mix. 15 shots to 6. That was pure domination. And we're up 3-0 because of it. Second period. Make it 4. Justin Falk. The trade deadline acquisition. Good stuff. Please, God, don't blow it from here. That's all I could think. We go to the third, up by 4. A tremendous bounce-back performance. We definitely needed this after a rough Game 1 loss. We are halfway through the third already. 7 minutes. Chychrun gets his second of the game. Late power play there, no dice. And that is how you make a statement. After giving up 5 goals, we shut them out 5-0. A 25-save shutout for Connor Hellebuck. Wasn't even the first star of the game. It gave it to Chychrun on defense, which I completely agree with. And that is what I was hoping for. Very, very good performance. as Vancouver's already up 3-0 on Dallas. So we already know who the winner of our series is going to play. It will be the Canucks. As we go to Edmonton for game number 3. Let's see what we got here. First period, goalless. Almost doubled them up in shots, but goalless. Second period, there we go. The offense again. Torrey Krug and Chychrun. I said he would be worth it as a free agent signing, and good lord, so far he's proven that. But good to see Torrey Krug join Justin Falk on the goal sheet. We go to the third, up by 2. Early power play. Shane Wright gets his first of the postseason. And we're looking good. We're looking good. Power play for the Oilers. Extended power play for the Oilers goes to waste. Colton Sissons gets the goal. 7 minutes left. Still up by 2. And the Kraken don't crack. 3-1. Your final score in game number 3. Connor Hellebuyck, a phenomenal performance. And we bounce back from losing game 1. It is now a 2-1 series lead for Seattle. We'll keep it going. No reason to change anything, really, with the team. Let's just do what we got to do. First period, 2-1. Tom Wilson gets in on the scoring. McDavid strikes again. John Tavares gets his first goal since game 1. We're up 2-1. Second period, goal apiece. Calle Olsen has his first ever playoff goal. Zach Hyman again makes it a 1-goal differential. 3-2 entering the third. And Alex Galchenyuk ties it. Darnell Nurse scores again. What was that? 52 seconds later, something? No, not 52 seconds. The math is difficult. Less than a minute later. We have 7.5 to go. And Edmonton threatening to tie this series up. Boys, please, don't do this to me. Okay. I wish this was alcoholic. 4-3. Your final score for the Oilers. This series is tied at 2 apiece. Damn. Damn. Okay. I have a lot less confidence in this team right now than I should, and I don't know why. Something just doesn't feel right. It feels off. I have a very bad feeling about this series. I hate to say it, but, you know, like, what's going to happen moving forward? Like, Tom Wilson's probably going to go. Tavares, Crosby, Tarasenko will probably go again. Yamamoto could be dealt. Like, this might be the end of a mini window, as opposed to the beginning of something long-term. We go to Game 5. Let's see if the team can prove us wrong. 2 good performances from Hellebuyck, 2 less than stellar performances. First period, 1-0 Oilers. Andre Palat on the power play. Second period, that's better. That's better. Right, Crosby, Falk. One of those things is not like the other. But we are up 3-1. Heading into the third. Maybe, just maybe this team is going to blow it. I was going to say is going to figure it out. Joe Pavelski scores from a horrible angle. Only up by 1. Power play. Please. No. Power play again. Kill the clock. Kill the clock. Kill the clock. Eric Chernock, empty netter. Thank God. And it will be a 3-2 series lead for the Kraken. Chychrun again, first star over Connor Hellebuyck. Not bad. Not bad at all. Game number 6. Again, Vancouver awaits. No real surprise. We'll jump right into it. Can we get it done? End this series right here and right now. If it goes 7, I have an awful feeling about this series. First period, 1-0. Justin Falk. He's been great so far. Second period, oh my goodness. Elias Anderson, Billy Sutton, and Kyler Yamamoto. Shaw and Palat goals for Edmonton. We are up by 2. Can we knock Edmonton out of this postseason? Sidney Crosby. God, Bouchard. Before I can even say that Crosby scores, Bouchard scores. His 5-3. Power play goes to waste. Torrey Krug makes it 6. That should do it. Please don't prove me wrong. That should do it. And if that doesn't, Justin Falk's goal will. Goodness gracious. 7-3. And the Edmonton Oilers are bounced in 6 games. Said the vibe was off. Apparently not.
For those about to
Great
score,
performance by
I
this team.
salute
Shout out
you.
to Toxic with the 15 months on the prime. A reward for this team for pulling through and getting the job done. Shout out to the 52% of people that thought Seattle, because you guessed right. You guessed right. Tkachuk was too quiet. He scored 46 goals in the regular season. That's got to get better. Sutton had 5 points. Shane Wright with 4. It's not bad. Yamamoto with 7 points in round number 1. 7 points for Tavares. And then there's Tom. Olsen with 4 points. Crosby with 6. 2 for Tarasenko. On the fourth line, Douglas with a point. McMichael with 3. And 1 for Elias Anderson. Is Connor McMichael this year's Jack Dugan? We're going to find out. But he might be. He might just be. And I look forward to finding out if he is. Whoops. Oh my goodness, the menu lag right now. There we go. Play Dougie at center there. Tom Wilson down to the fourth line. It's where he's done his best. Chychrun had a phenomenal first round. Brandstrom was solid as well. Justin Falk scored 4 goals. Good Lord. Anderson with 4 assists. Krug with 4 points. Our defense was outrageously good. Outrageously good. And Hellebuck did have a 9-15. It's a very good start to this championship defense. The question now is, what the hell is going to happen against the Vancouver Canucks, as the AHL team, who won 62 games, by the way, they're also on to round number 2. Vancouver is next. The 2 best teams in the division. Arguably the 2 best teams in the Western Conference. And we get to go head-to-head. And I'm horrified.